So, procedurally speaking, I think I didn't miss anything. Once those items are all sent, delivered, served, and some can be served by mail. A lot of people have a misconception. I never got served. Some things are nail and mail. It can just be sent certified mail. It could be someone that sent a process server and they knocked on the door and physically handed paperwork to your client. But there are so many different ways to skin a cat that it's important to just ask a lot of questions. And even if we're a little shy about it, we're not 100% sure of what we're looking at, our job is to go there and be the intermediary between them, the lender, and the lawyer. Because if our client can provide us copies of all those documents, we're not going to interpret the law, we're not going to read it with them, but just simply ask if we can take some of those copies back to our office and then get advised by an attorney that we trust and that we know that can help us. So in those first few meetings, there's a lot of shame and embarrassment and remorse, and these people are at the end of their rope. They might have been suffering from a divorce situation, a bankruptcy, loss of a loved one, death. A lot of these times, they're not very happy times for the client. So I try to just be very understanding and sympathetic and let them know, don't worry, the house is a mess. Don't worry, I've seen worse. We do a lot of foreclosures. This is not something that we haven't seen before. Don't even worry about the mess. Many people don't want you to come over. They don't want you to take pictures. So really the most important thing I can share with you is to take away and just have a spirit of kindness and compassion when dealing with these cases. They're very delicate. And get as much documents as you can, be on a fact-finding mission, put on your Scooby-Doo hat and just go in with the hope that you're going to get as much paperwork and as much documentation as you can to go then bring it to your trusted attorney like Matt or a trusted lender like John and say, have you ever seen this before? What does this mean? What does that mean? And many times they won't even know who's servicing the loan. So John, why don't you tell us about what happens when a loan is either sold to an investor, service released, or it changes hands, or there's an AOM and there's an assignment of mortgage, and these people don't even know who to call. How do you know who to get help from? If you gave me the loan from Contour, and now we've had SLS, SPS, Celine, Bank of America, Greentree, they've gotten so many statements in all different orders chronologically, they don't even know where to start. So then could you help with something like that?
To carry a mortgage license as opposed to an FDIC mortgage banker like a Chase or Wells or whatever, like a depository lender, I have to do all of this education regarding mortgage loan servicing, the foreclosure process, and all of that. That's like mind-numbing. So I'll just laser it for you. Basically, ever since 2009, there are laws in place that protect the consumer from just going straight into foreclosure and losing their house, because that's what happened years prior with predatory lending. So now there's all these rules in place where, and the attorney Mac gets involved. There's required notices that are required for the servicer to send to the borrower and to the borrower's house. So that way, you can't just immediately lose their house. So what she's talking about is an assignment of mortgage where once the borrower goes into default, it'll be assigned to a different loan servicer. And it's important that if you want to try to really help your client and really help them possibly keep their house, they have to be in contact with that loan servicer. And that loan servicer, that might be calling them, and then they'll say, it's impossible to reach the loan servicer. Well, something as simple as a letter sent to that loan servicer saying, oh, my name is such and such, is warrants a response, and that can really postpone the process.
I think
and
I know
that can
what
really
he's talking
keep them,
about, Matt.
keep
Have you
them
ever
going.
heard of an RFI?
Maybe.
Request for information?
Maybe I have. Yeah.
You know the statute, come on now.
Mhm.
It's in there.
May or
It's
may
deep.
not have heard
It's in the archives, but
It is-
Matt knows what
it's
I'm
in-
talking about. When we send those RFIs, request for information, we can get the complete history of the loan, right? That's one thing.
Yep.
We can get the servicer,
Yep.
the loan servicer, and there's two more. I'm trying to dig deep because I haven't done these in a long time, but
Mhm.
the Consumer Federal Protection Bureau and
Yes.
a couple of other
CFPB.
places
Yep.
have made these federal requirements that the loan servicer has an obligation and a duty to disclose all these things. And 9 times out of 10, I I've seen people file lawsuits in counties like Kings and other places where they challenge the foreclosure because it wasn't done correctly. And almost every loan is incorrect, and it starts with the first payment at the closing table. The first payment is off, then the next payment, then the next payment, then the next payment. Imagine you're looking at 15 years of loan servicing history, and all you had to do was send a certified letter. Now we got stalling tactics, right? Now we have strategic defaults. Now we can maybe contest that foreclosure, even if they got their summons and complaint a year ago and did nothing. Maybe then there could be other help.
Yeah.
So there are many ways that the laws are written to help people. And if you put your head together with someone like Matt or someone like John or someone like myself, based on stuff we've seen in the past, there's usually always a way to offer some help and guidance. And I'll be with you just 1 second, and then you. If a client says, I don't have any money, I haven't paid my mortgage, and the best thing you could tell them to do is save their money. Because if they're not paying the mortgage, that's, I don't know, $2,000 a month, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. If you live in Suffolk County, if you're not paying $5,000 a month in mortgage, I'm certain that your food and laundry expense and, electric is not $5,000.